guys, the players started arguing about if the pronunciation is called GIF or GIF when we were doing our Spelljammer campaign, and table was flipped, people were fighting, and the one Gith Yankee player, he behaved, he was fine, but session's canceled.
Matt, you had a perfect moment to make a joke about how the GIF player pulled out a gun.
Ah, damn, I should have. Oh, well.
God damn it, Matt. What the
Session's
fuck? That was the perfect... You had the perfect segue, and then the GIF player pulled out his gun like his god intended.
Which one, though? The GIF player or the GIF player?
I don't know, both.
Anyways, sup, everybody? This is a Sessions Canceled podcast coming at you. I am your host, master, MC for the night, Mateus. I'm here with Joshius. What's up?
No, that did not work for my name. No, that didn't work.
Yeah, I didn't.
Joshius, that was the best you could do?
Yeah.
Also, side note, the hippo people are not peanut butter people, so if you call them GIF, I'm calling you fucking dead.
Yeah, a little weird.
Yeah, just saying.
But I like how even Wizards of the Coast in their fucking thing, they even like make fun of that.
Do they?
Like, is it GIF or GIF? Who knows? You know, like.
Wait, do they actually? I didn't see that.
Yeah, it's in the character. It's in the meme. They put the meme in there because they're like, "What do you call it?" And it's like, "Fuck you."
Love that. Love the energy.
It's pretty good. It's pretty great. But yeah. So today, guys, I wanted to take a deep dive, a little
into your mom's house. Bada bing.
Damn. Into your mom's Spelljammer.
Into your mom's Spelljammer.
Yep. And I want to look at I want to look at Spelljammer as a whole as a campaign setting. Currently, mostly the 5e1. I'm not too familiar with the second edition version, but just out of curiosity for actually before we begin, Josh, you want to tell the fine folks what they can do before this episode?
Find me in their mom's closet.
In their Spelljammer? Damn.
Yes. Or, alternatively, they can follow or subscribe on their podcast platform of choice.
Nice.
That's good too.
Right.
So please follow or subscribe.
Thanks. Wow. Yeah, I don't have another transition out of that, but
just play the wow sound effect.
Yeah, wow. Wait, the Owen Wilson one or the the fairy tale? The wow with the hearts.
Is it from Fairy Tale? What?
Yes.
That is not from Fairy Tale.
It's from Fairy Tale. Josh, I'm one of the few people that actually admits the liking Fairy Tale. It's from fucking Fairy Tale. They use it in that show a lot.
I hate that. I hate everything about that. That's my heart and soul have just died a little. Maybe never speak of this again.
Fairy Tale is actually a good show, guys. It's actually a good show. No one believes me.
This is not. I'm not gonna do the thing.
We're not doing Spelljammer. Now we're doing Fairy Tale. So
the thing where I defended High School DxD, I will not be doing that with Fairy Tale.
This is Fairy Tale. It's great. It's again the main character, worst part of the show. Absolutely, 100%. I'll agree with everybody. Natsu sucks. The rest of the cast, they're fucking great. They're so colorful. They have different magic powers. It's awesome. It's like fantasy and Harry Potter combined. Well, actually, I guess not a lot of people like Harry Potter anymore. So it's like... Anyways, so Spelljammer.
You're not allowed to like Harry Potter anymore. You fucking bigot.
Christ.
Oh, that was funny. I like that. I like that backtrack. I approve.
Yeah, but... yeah, so when did you, being as we are, modern tabletop enjoyers, enthusiasts, I'll say.
I don't like the word. I mean, I know what you mean. But I don't like the word. I don't like the word. No, I was gonna say I don't like the word modern in this cut. I know what you mean, but
modern gaming. Someone who currently plays in a tabletop game.
Well, as people who got started in the last, 10 to 15 years. So, well, it's.
Because you started out in fourth.
I started playing fourth when I was in high school. So I was probably 16-ish, so 12-ish years. Hey, everybody knows my age now. Yeah, so 12-ish.
No.
I mean, kind of. That's older.
I can't say. I was about to say I can't say anything. I'm older than you.
Yeah, that's older.
But when did you first hear about Spelljammer?
So
like in general.
This is one of those things where you try to remember when you found out or heard about a thing, and you just feel like it's always existed in your brain, but you have no explanation as to how or why. I don't know, but I have some sort of vague notion of I kind of knew that there was a D&D in space setting, and that it was old, and that people started memeing and talking about it, you know, a couple years before it actually came out, and I kind of went, I have heard of this, but I don't know why or how. So yeah. I guess I mostly around when people started, when some of the really early like Spelljammer confirmed memes were happening, I guess is sort of when I really started hearing about it.
Probably same, honestly, because I remember that being a thing for a while when, what year? Was it 2019? When did the Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica came out? And then after that was Eberron. And this was when Wizards were releasing like campaign settings back to back to back.
Yeah.
Like they released the Wildmount one, then they released Theros after, like shortly after. And they were just coming out with campaign settings, and people were like, please, something different. Xanathar's Guide 2. And they're like, how about another setting?
Yeah.
And another one.
Well, I mean, in their defense, it's still less settings than they used to release back in the day.
True.
Because, oh boy, did they go ballistic
they went crazy
back in the day.
Yeah.
I do hate that. I do find the setting books to be kind of the least interesting potential supplement.
See, it depends. For me, it depends because, like, I won't shut the fuck up about the Eberron book, but like, Rising from the Last War is one of the best 5th edition books. Like, I will say it's better than Fizzbands. That's how fucking good this book is.
I still think the best 5e supplement is Xanathar's.
No. It's definitely like, it's not as good as Xanathar's, but like, if you're like looking for shit, like, it's so, as a DM, it has multifaceted tools that you can use for any situation. You want to use it for a city campaign, take some shit out. You want to use it for a world setting campaign, take some shit out. And it's unique. And with the different designs, the lore, the monsters, and the information they give you as a DM helps you flesh out a world that you can use for your own setting and help guide you on how to like kind of build the setting and like not pull your fucking hair out. Right, yeah. But but I think around then that's when I heard the two biggest campaign settings when they were like, I think it was when Wildmount came out specifically. Because when that book came out, people were like, again, I saw that one fucking post on Instagram being like, get this fucking woke Critical Role shit out of here and give me my goddamn Spelljammer. I was like, holy shit, what the fuck? And I think that was like because the two biggest campaign settings people wanted, or I guess 3, people wanted Ravenloft, Dragonlance, and Spelljammer.
I would also maybe.
Yeah, Dark Sun's another one because of how big it was in 4th edition. Like, Dark Sun was one of the big like, Eberron and Dark Sun and Forgotten Realms were like the 3 big settings for 4th edition.
Now, it's funny too, though. You're like, oh, 5e, they just kept going crazy with the setting books. They kind of did, but I feel like everyone still just plays Forgotten Realms.
Yeah.
I feel like none of the settings have really caught on for 5e.
Well, I think out of all the settings that have come out for 5e, the Forgotten Realms is the biggest. I would definitely say Eberron being the second biggest. Just because of how many like live plays I see, how many people using material from the Eberron book that's out there. I think Eberron, even though it only really got the one supplement, I'm not counting Wayfinder's Guide to Eberron because that was like a weird like
half supplement
PDF thing that can't. Yeah, like I'm not counting that. I'm just the one book. Like, it's probably the second best, because otherwise we had 2 supplements for Critical Role. We had the Wildmount book. I'm not counting the Tal'Dorei one because that's with Critical Role's own third party, like that they made that themselves. And then the adventure book, which nobody fucking talks about.
Yeah, even though Call of the Netherdeep actually sounds quite cool.
It sounds cool, and I read like the ending, like with I'm not gonna spoil it, but the ending boss fight is literally from what you and Isaiah have like talked to me about and like what I've seen. It's a Final Fantasy 14 raid.
Okay.
With multiple phases and shit. And I'm like, that's fucking cool.
Okay.
And the whole rival system is kind of interesting. But getting back to it. Yeah, the other campaign settings like haven't kicked off as big, like, and this might be a marketing thing that Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro has been very bad with. When a book, they'll hype something up a shit ton for the month before it comes out, and then the immediate day the book comes out, they stop talking about it, and they're like, it's fine, all right, fuck it's out, fuck it. And it's like, no, keep the fucking hype going. Do like keep talking about it, like that's how you want people to buy your material. That's why I fucking like I hate now because like not to date this video, but there's a lot of like shit coming out about the Dragonlance. I guess with Joe Manganiello not being able to pitch his Dragonlance show.
Yeah. And
Wizards of the Coast doesn't want to pursue Dragonlance anymore. They don't want to do anything with it because apparently the board game failed, and the Shadow of the Dragon Queen didn't sell well.
I mean, I don't necessarily. Oh fuck. Okay. That was a bad time to yawn.
I was saying you pulling Isaiah.
That was a really bad time to yawn. Goddamn.
Oh, we also forgot to make an Isaiah warp joke at the beginning of this. Damn.
It's fine.
Price.
I don't necessarily expect them to go bonanza and be like, we're gonna make a show for this setting and another get a video game and all this other shit or whatever. But it does feel like once a book's out, they just rush to the next book, and that's just kind of it. Which is a very. I don't know. Yeah, like it
doesn't feel good, and it was very apparent. Like this year in particular, where we had 5 fucking books back-to-back months. Like, or was it 5 or was it 4 books? Because Keys to the Golden Vault came out
Keys to the Golden
Vault
year. Was like brought out to pasture immediately. They basically
it came out during the OGL. It was not gonna.
Yeah, Keys to the Golden Vault was like a new baby sheep was born, and then they just threw it in the slaughterhouse like a day later. Like they didn't even try on that one.
Also, I feel bad saying it, but like the book came out years too late, way too fucking late.
Why did it come out? Why was it years too late?
Because I get they were like, oh, we wanted to like coincide with the D&D movie, and it's like, yeah, sure, but the D&D movie, like, I don't know. I feel like it should have come out with Dragon Heist or something like closer to Dragon Heist.
No, I think that no.
There's no fucking heisting in Dragon Heist.
Well, yes, there is no heisting in Dragon Heist. No, I think making it come out around the D&D movie made a lot of sense. I think the part where they fucked up was that it had no association with the D&D movie. Like,
yeah, except for the prison, but the prison was also in another adventure.
The prison was also a 2-second fucking shot in the movie. Like it's not.
Yeah. It's not a big. Like,
it's not like piece. It's the very, very beginning for a few minutes. It's not like anything major. So I think they should have tied the adventure into the D&D movie. I think that's where they fucked up.
That would have been cool. Yeah.
That would have been way better. Like, I don't know, maybe Edgin shows up in the adventure. Is like, hey.
Yeah, they made the stat block.
Yeah, they made him exactly. They gave him a fucking stat block that didn't have to work.
Yeah, him and Holga had a whole stat block and everything. They could have thrown. Yeah, all of them. Yeah.
All of them have stat blocks. So, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, it was Keys to the Golden Vault, and then
the big. So the 4 that came back to back, it was the Bigsby's book.
Bigby's.
The Fandelver adventure.
Fandelver.
Then the Sigil book.
Sigil.
Sigil, whatever.
Sigil.
Shit, Planescape. That was it.
Planescape,
Planescape's the 3 book bindings. And then Book of Many Things.
Well, the Book of Many Things technically came out this year.
Technically true. Okay. But it was supposed to come out, but like back to back, you know. Which as a consumer, as someone, you know, who wants to get these products and stuff, it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good when like they're coming out in such short spurts to each other. And like again, there's no like hype behind like immediate as soon as like they pushed Planescape so fucking hard because they were trying to make up for what happened with Spelljammer, which we'll get into. And then literally the next fucking day, nothing. Radio fucking silence. And then like a week later, they released that one video about the Book of Many Things that was the main reason that got me into the book, because before that, for the entire fucking year,
I just did give a shit about the book.
Nobody gave a shit about that book.
Yeah, well, and we also didn't really know what here's the thing.
No,
it was unclear what it was even gonna be.
And that one video, I forget the name of the guy in the video. I'll look it up at some point. But that one guy, he needs to be the Wizard of the Coast,
the guy,
the D&D spokesman, the guy, the new like hype man, because he got me so fucking excited, and that was what all the comments were saying. Were like, I wasn't looking forward to this book, but this guy got me in. I'm fucking buying it.
A lot of people.
And out of all the books and the material that came out this year, I've only looked at and have been using shit from the Big B's book, because one of my players is playing a Rune Knight, so you know I'm using giant shit, and the Book of Many Things. That's it. I've read some shit on the Fandelver, and the weird cosmic horror stuff they added to it, although cool, is not for me, and is super disconnected from the original Fandelver adventure. Super fucking disconnected. It has nothing to do with the adventure at all. I didn't know anything about Planescape. I
knew Planescape existed because of the video Planescape Tournament.
That's where a lot of people, you know.
That's the only reason.
Yeah. But I never played those games. I like the art. When I was watching a lot of the D&D art, like movie documentaries and shit that's on, there's one on Amazon, Eye of the Beholder. And when they got to the Planescape like section and the art, and I forgot it's gonna kill me, I forget the Planescape artist. Like his art is so fucking cool and beautiful to look at, and it defined the setting, and I'm like, oh, that's sick. But like other than that, I'm like, I didn't know what the fuck Planescape was. I recently just found out that's where fucking Tieflings and Azamar came from, apparently.
Yes.
I'm like, oh. I was like, that's cool. They didn't do anything in the 5th edition version with Tieflings and Azamar, but you know.
I mean, no, because they weren't. I don't think they were originally planning on making Planescape a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that I don't think the pace of releases is so much the issue as it is just once a book comes out, they give it, you know, a day of attention, and then they just immediately are on to the next one. And I think that's the part that feels weird, is the sort of lack of support for any individual supplement feels, I don't know.
Yeah.
Just feels weird and not great. Like,
because when the Spelljammer,
imagine if you would.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, Planescape comes out and they're like, cool, here's a mini PDF of some extra lore about Planescape, or some monsters you could, like 2 or 3 monsters you could throw in, or here's a little mini mission for like a 2-session mission for your players to do in the Planescape setting. Like, just little things to sort of make you give a shit, I feel like would help.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what they would be, but I don't know.
Well, they released that weird, like, extra adventure and somewhat
for Spelljammer. That's true. They did.
For Planescape.
Did they do it for Planescape?
Yeah, the Mortuarium or whatever the fuck. Like,
isn't that just the beginning of the Planescape adventure?
Not that I know.
That's what I thought that was, because you start in a mortuary and play. Planescape Adventure.
Yeah, but I don't think they go from what I remember reading, because again, I never really flipped through the adventure, Turn of Fortune's Wheel too much. I know you start off in the mortuarium, but you don't go like too in depth into it.
You start off
but
dead,
apparently Wizards released a separate whole mortuarium exclusive on D&D Beyond.
But is it like a PDF or like a
adventure? No, it's a D&D Beyond. I think it's an adventure and thing? Some lore and like a whole section of the city that's not in the Planescape.
Well, yeah, I mean that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about.
Yeah, but I also want that like not locked into fucking D&D Beyond.
Well, that's a whole other. That's a different conversation, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like with Spelljammer, they did that sort of free prequel adventure for Spelljammer, where it's like you can play this before the Spelljammer campaign. You know, stuff like that.
The Spelljammer Academy, which was cool. I actually played a couple of the adventures.
Yeah, so there's stuff like that, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it feels weird that any individual product is like, here's a bunch of attention for it, and that's it. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Like, even now, so the last thing that come out was the Deck of Many Things.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean...
Nothing. I've been
heard
I have been the one person shouting the praises of the book.
Well, I think a lot of people are pretty happy with a lot of the stuff that the Deck of Many Things book did, or the Book of Many Things. Yeah. I keep forgetting it's called the Book of Many.
Yeah, it's called the Book of Many.
The Book of Many Things did. I think a lot of people are pretty happy with it. So,
yeah,
I don't know.
There's a lot of cool content for DMs in there to use, and they have stuff for players. They have a shit ton of magic items, a couple of feats, and character options and shit. No classes or subclasses, unfortunately, but it is what it is.
I was actually kind of okay with that. I didn't necessarily expect any.
I did like the magic card feat though. That one's pretty cool.
That's
you
a cool one.
Save a spell in your card, and
it's very strong, but yeah.
Yeah. You have to be a 4th level spellcaster to like get the feat anyway, so that's
I don't know.
Really...
We'll see. I mean, right now so much of their stuff is pointed towards the 2024 refresh, so
yeah.
There is that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I would like more stuff like that, little supplement editions.
Yeah. And I guess just to go back, one of the first things they did that seemed to be in the right path for the Spelljammer stuff was bringing back Monsters Compendium, where it was like, here's a little like free bit,
what happened
here's some
to that?
monsters. Well, they made one.
They made like 2.
No, so they made 4.
4.
Yeah, so they made the first one was the Spelljammer one. Second one was Dragonlance.
I don't remember that. Oh, I do remember that.
The Dragonlance one was I like Dragonlance. The Dragonlance one had some cool monsters. The third one was Minecraft.
Oh, the Minecraft one.
Because of fucking course it was because they had the D&D Minecraft, which also a lot of people poo-pooed on that.
Well, apparently the game mode in Minecraft is actually.
Oh, is it? Okay, because every review I watched, they were like, I bought this so you didn't have to.
Well, I think people poo-pooed. I think people
Christ.
poo-pooed the tabletop side of it, but I think the actual video game part was pretty. Like the thing in Minecraft, because it was like a game mode in Minecraft.
Yeah. And then the fourth one, which was the very divisive one that a lot of people had an issue with, was the Fae.
Yeah, that one.
Which was based on a Magic the Gathering setting.
Yeah.
And I've seen like some glimpses of some of the creatures, and what I've seen, they're pretty cool, and it's like, yay, new powerful Fae creatures. But that one, you had to pay for that one. I don't know if it was like $5 or $10.
I want to say it was 5.
And a lot of people were kind of upset by it because it's like, I thought this was supposed to be free. I'm already signing up for your website. You already have my email. How much more do you want?
Yeah.
So and Wizards has mentioned that they are going to be releasing small chunks of paid content, to test out if people are going to buy it or not. I don't know if it's been successful because all I've been hearing is people complaining about it, but I don't know the numbers.
Well, I don't think nobody was complaining until the Eladrin one. Because
that's the fourth one.
That's the fourth one, yeah. Nobody was complaining until that one because it was free. They were
all free until
it was timed, which is, a little iffy.
Yeah, I hate when they do that shit too.
On the timed thing. I wasn't crazy about that, but they were free. But then they suddenly made the fourth one paid for, $6 by the way. They made the fourth one paid for with no explanation or justification or warning or anything. It just came out, and then it was a paid for one, and everyone was like, I thought the whole point of these was that they were gonna be free little extra bits. And if they're not gonna, if the point is for them to be small extra bits, but you pay for them, then why did you lie? You know? Like that's I think the thing people are mad about is because you said one thing and now you're doing another thing. Because if they have just said, we're going to release monster packets for like $5, you know, periodically, I don't think anyone would have an issue with that. But they said, we're going
if they were cool monsters, and like they released one actually in between that was for charity.
Yeah, the charity one, which was fine. That's a different deal.
Yeah.
But what they said was, we're going to give you these, at least as far as maybe I'm misremembering, but as far as I remember, what they said was, we're going to give you these free little content drops as a thank you for using D&D Beyond. And then now they're not free anymore. And they also haven't done one in a long time. So is it a thing they're even still doing? Yeah. Who knows?
Okay, so I just looked up. It's the Atlas Adventure, The Mortuary, which is 3 new monsters, 5 unlockable maps, optimized for their map tool thing.
Yeah.
Cinematic climactic encounters from level 3 to 11. Droppable adventures and campaign lore, blah 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 blah, and $10.
Okay, so it's not an adventure per se, but it's got little encounters and stuff.
But it's like weird that it could have been, because I know a lot of people, like when that came out, a lot of people complained, being like, why the fuck wasn't in this book? And you know, as we know, because you know, you and I are creatives, some shit doesn't make it into the books.
Some things just don't make the cut. That's just
and so why, if you want to like.
That's not really worthy. That's not worthy of complaining about.
I mean, like I was mad when the Domains of Delight, like PDF was a separate thing, because I thought it should have been in the Wild Beyond the Witchlight adventure. But they did it because they're like, we didn't want to fit into a book and we wanted it to be its own thing. Plus, it was for charity, so I was like, okay. I was like, that one I can't be mad at, you know, because it's for charity. Like I still think there's like at least some of that should have been in the Witchlight book, just to help out, flesh out, like, you know, running a Fae adventure. But you know, it is what it is. Can't really complain. You know, the fucking 30 minutes in, haven't really talked about Spelljammer, but
yeah, so Spelljammer,
Spelljammer. So like, yeah, because when originally, the Spelljammer confirmed memes, it was literally everywhere.
I remember,
there was even that big April Fool's
yes,
like hate mob thing when
what was
like
the
Wizards
April
was getting
again.
I don't remember, like Wizards. I forgot why, but Wizards upset the fan base because of course they did, and this was before the OGL. And the whoever was in charge of their Twitter account was on April Fool was like, what's something I can post without getting everybody upset at me? Spelljammer confirmed.
Was that literally what it was?
Yeah. It was posted like something like that, where he's like, what can I tweet? And literally, he even wrote in the tweet, he's like, what can I tweet that won't upset everybody too much? Oh, I know, Spelljammer confirmed. And so,
no, sir,
like,
it wasn't even that.
Oh no?
No, I found the tweet. The tweet was Dungeons and Dragons posted April 1st, 2022. It says 3, 2, 1, let's jam, and it's a video. And the video says, Spelljammer confirmed, and then boo, a space hamster just floats through the screen.
Oh.
And they posted that on April 1st.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yep. But it wasn't.
I could have sworn it was like a tweet.
It is. It's a tweet.
No, like just text.
Oh, I mean, I don't know.
Because I also remember them posting the clip of like the one night from the D&D 80s cartoon with the shield and the Tiamat blasting fire at the kid.
Yeah.
The paladin shield.
Being
like, please don't flame me, internet. Yes, I swear.
Yes, it's just I do remember that. But it wasn't actually an April Fool's joke. It was real.
And they, you know what's funny? Even like the release trailer they made for Spelljammer, they got the whole like the TikTok sailor song involved and everything. And it was a good like art trailer. Like it was good.
I think of the two things I think of was Chris Perkins tweeting, "This is the most important moment of my life," or something along those lines, and it was just a document that said "Space Clowns."
Yep.
And everyone went Spelljammer confirmed. And then the other thing I remember, and this one actually was a confirmed thing later down, as we found out later, was the artist who Hydro 47 or whatever posted a drawing of Boo and his face in his sort of graphic style.
In his style,
that looked like a book cover, and it did end up being the book cover for Boo's Astral Menagerie, the special edition one.
Yep.
So those are the two ones I remember in terms of the Spelljammer confirmed nonsense.
But yeah, it's crazy the amount of hype that the D&D community built up for Spelljammer confirmed.
Yeah.
And then just the amount of it that built when the fucking box came out. Because like there were people like when that trailer dropped, every single comment like from the video, from people on Reddit were like, man, I can't wait to run a Treasure Planet fucking like campaign. And it's like, where the fuck were all you people back in the early 2000s when fucking Treasure Planet came out? I was the only one in the theater. Fuckers. I love that movie.
All right, Matt, we don't need to get into your traumas about Treasure Planet.
Christ.
Yeah. I lost my train of thought mid. All right, well, never mind. Take me somewhere else, Matt.
But no, like the hype built up so much, and then
the hype was intense for Spelljammer for sure.
This is actually one of the things on my talking points. But like, did you ever listen to the album? Like, I didn't even know they made a fucking record for Spelljammer, and they used the Nautiloid cover art for it, and it like some of the songs in there are pretty cool.
I mean, that's cool. I did not listen, but that is cool.
Yeah. Spelljams.
I mean,
I forgot they had one.
That does sound vaguely familiar.
One song, by it's gonna kill me. The DJ guy. I like as soon as you're like DJ guy. What the fuck does that mean? It's like, yeah, give me a sec as I pull up my old Spotify. They have.
I just thought of Skrillex.
Reggie Watts.
That's
Reggie
not
Watts.
Skrillex.
Space is a place. No, not the G. Sorry, he's like.
Are you just ignoring me?
Yes.
Okay.
They even got Red Fang. My boys, Red Fang. I love those guys.
I don't know who that is.
Great band. They're like a metal rock band.
Okay.
But yeah, they got like a bunch of cool artists and like again the art that they released. Like again, I would say the best part of Spelljammer is the fucking art.
I feel like that's gotten to the point though where that's kind of a non-statement because that's just true of most of the books.
True.
It's not. I'm not gonna say like I'm not gonna. I don't want to say it's not worth bringing up, but it's just true every time at this point.
Yeah, so, I mean, I liked it because again, as an artiste, I like to shout out.
I like how you're talking. I like how you're talking like we didn't go to the same goddamn school for the same fucking major.
No, we went to a complete. You went for computer science. I went for mastery of painting.
Yeah, of course. Just the art's always good. That's kind of where they're at. They hire good artists. The art directors know what they're doing. Unfortunately, the art directors knowing what they're doing has no correlation with the designers necessarily doing any good.
Yeah, because I remember when like the biggest things before the books came out was people were confused about the whole 3-book set.
3-book set, yeah.
And I remember me and Isaiah and we're like, I think this might be a good thing because yes, it's less material. It's 90 pages per book, so you're only getting 200 something pages. But like a short, condensed, and it's 5e, so it's simplified, and it'll just get you going. But I didn't realize how much material was missing.
Yeah, well,
from those pages.
Yeah, here's the thing: the 3-book set is a good idea. Yeah. From a what's the word
like
I'm looking
business
for?
standpoint and
Not
marketing.
not a business. From like a usability standpoint, like usability at the
yeah.
table. The 3-book set is a good idea because you can hand the players the player book, and then you as the GM have the adventure, and then you have the monster book separate. And like organizationally, and just from the standpoint of actually using the books, I think the 3-book set makes a lot of sense, and I really, really like the idea. The only reason it turned into a negative is because we got less pages overall of a single book, and then each individual book within the 3-book set felt a little pared down.
Yeah.
And the other thing, and this one really fucking grinded my gears, chapped my khakis, and girded my loins, you can't buy the books individually.
Oh.
Which feels like one of the main benefits. Like, imagine if you could just buy the player
book,
the player one, Spelljammer Adventures in Space. Imagine if you could just buy Adventures in Space for, I don't know, $25 by itself. And you know what, Wizards? I'll even let you make it a little more expensive to buy it. Like, you could even do the thing where, each book is $25, so if you buy all 3, it's actually more expensive than buying the box set. I'll even be okay with that. Yeah. Just let me buy the books separately. What's the point of having it be 3 books if I can't? Why? They all have covers and everything.
Yeah.
What's the point?
They're all different covers. They're all, oh my. All right, so wait. Do you want to know how much the bundle is on Amazon right now for Spelljammer?
$40?
$38.81.
Yeah.
Original value market price was $70.
Yeah.
And I think before that it was actually more expensive too.
No, I think 70 was right. That's where it came out at. That sounds right. I don't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, I don't know. Either way, the 3-book thing on it, the 3-book idea by itself is not a bad idea. It was just poorly executed on.
Yeah, exactly.
Much like Spelljammer is not a bad idea, but was sort of poorly executed upon.
You know what's funny? Actually, thinking about this, like I heard about Starfinder before I ever heard of Spelljammer.
Starfinder's not the same thing, though.
No, I know, but like
I
when
think
it comes
it's
to
worth
like
pointing out
space stuff.
But okay, hold on. I think this is worth mentioning because I hear people say this a lot. Just play Starfinder. Starfinder is a sci-fi space opera system where you're playing like over-the-top Star Wars shit. Spelljammer is your classic fantasy tropes in a weird atmosphere. It's not the same thing, you know? Like the idea of, they're both in space. Okay, but you're going to tell me that Star Wars is the same thing as The Expanse because they're both in space? No, obviously not. You know, like Spelljammer is Flash Gordon. Starfinder is like a slightly grittier Star Wars. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like it's not the same.
I've also heard Spelljammer is closer to like Star Trek. In like
Spelljammer?
You're going from planet to planet and like having adventures like that way.
I would not say tonally. No, I would not say Spelljammer is closer to Star Trek. Star Trek is like a weird hyper sci-fi like fascist utopia thing that is not about like the characters of Star Trek are like part of the Navy and shit.
No, not the characters, just the idea of you and your gang on a ship. And instead of dungeon delving, you're flying your ship to a planet and having an adventure on the planet.
Sure, but by that description, there's a million things that are like Star Trek. You know, Firefly is like Star Trek. Star Wars is like Star Trek.
Firefly's another one I heard.
Like, you can't just be like, you get on a ship and go on adventures. That's such a vague descriptor. That doesn't tell me anything.
Listen, that's what I've heard. Okay.
Yeah, that's a shitty description. Spelljammer is tonally like the Treasure Planet comparisons are in a lot of ways the best comparison because that is actually kind of the vibe it's going for.
Piracy in space.
Starfinder is not Treasure Planet. You know? Like first of all, it's 100% sci-fi, which Spelljammer is not 100% sci-fi. But it's just not the same. It's not. There's not the same themes or tone going on there. Like, no.
Yeah.
But anyway, I didn't have an anyway. Yeah.
I was about to say.
I don't know why I said anyway. I didn't have a follow up anyway to that. I don't know. Continue. But, I guess.
No, and then just going down the line of, again, when it came out, it was people were kind of disappointed. A lot of people were angry that there was no ship combat.
It was underbaked.
Hard ship combat rules, because Wizards has tried to make ship combat rules multiple times.
Yeah, and
each time
they just gave up
they,
with this game, with this setting.
This one, with this setting where you think like, all right, this is the time. This is the one where we like we finally like get it right. They didn't.
Yeah.
And like other than that, I will say like just not to be like super harsh as is what most people are nowadays when it comes to D&D. Like there is a lot of good things in this box set. Like again, a lot of the monsters are fun. The adventure is kind of mixed bag for me. I've read the Light of Xerxes like because I was originally going to use stuff for my campaign. There are some parts of it that are really fun and really cool. Like, there's a dungeon you go into that's a abandoned Nautiloid ship, and you use the actual Nautiloid map as the dungeon map, and it's like, oh, that's a neat idea. There's action like fights in other ships in space and all this crap. But like tonally and like there are some moments like this Spelljammer adventure that I fucking despise, where just bullshit happens. Dumb bullshit happens.
Like the Spelljammer adventure that you fucking despise?
I like the Strixhaven adventure. I'm sorry. The Strixhaven adventure, I'm sorry. In the Spelljammer adventure, there are some dumb Strixhaven adventure shit that happens.
Hey, Matt, what if I told you a little secret?
Yo.
There's dumb shit in every D&D. Every single 5e adventure has some dumb shit somebody hates.
Yeah, but again, the Strixhaven one is really like...
I know, but they all have it. My point is, regardless...
Not as bad. Not as bad.
Whatever. I'm not talking. Yeah. We're not talking about Strixhaven. I'm talking about Spelljammer. You said, "Oh, there's a couple of dumb bits." There's a couple of dumb bits in all the adventures.
Yeah,
all of them.
But
without fail.
Yes. Okay, fine. You could say that, but the Strixhaven adventure.
I'm not talking about the Strixhaven adventure. I don't give a shit about that one.
Let me finish my fucking point.
We're talking about Spelljammer.
There are some stuff in the Spelljammer adventure. The bad bits that are in the Spelljammer adventure are as bad as the Strixhaven adventure. Which, to me, that is the bottom of the barrel. You done fucked up in adventure writing. Go back. Go back and do it again.
I cannot confirm or deny that statement because I have not read either of the ones in question.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, yes, there are parts in every adventure that are bad. This Strixhaven adventure, I'm saying, is extremely bad.
Okay,
and there are parts in the Spelljammer adventure that are just as bad as that. Sorry.
Fine, I have a hard time believing that statement, but also I would like to point out, again, not everyone agrees with you and is on your team with the Strixhaven adventure is the worst one. I'm just saying.
No, I know, and they
I'm
can be
just
wrong.
throwing it out there.
That's all good.
I think your hate
wrong opinions
has boiled over into a weird space, and you are blinded by rage.
No, because again, I've read the fucking thing. I've read it multiple times. I'm building a campaign.
I'm saying I've heard from other people who have also read the fucking thing who do not agree with you.
And they can be wrong. It's fine.
I think you get unreasonably salty about this. But again, I don't want to talk about Strixhaven because you bring this up all the goddamn time, and I don't give a fuck about Strixhaven.
The horse. No, okay.
Anyway, what the fuck were we even talking about?
There are some parts Spelljammer
There's some parts that are fine.
And then the monster man, I think again, all the creatures are fine. Some of the bits in the adventure,
some of the creatures
the player's book. No, well, I do want to go through some of the character options because like those are probably some of the better. Oh, the monsters.
Some of the monsters are whatever.
Some of the monsters are
I need to point a thing here because a lot of people will make the statement. I've heard the statement. Oh, everyone just hated on Spelljammer because there wasn't any ship combat. Heard this many times. Like, if they had put ship combat rules, everybody would have loved that setting supplement. My response is no. It's not just the ship combat rules. I think there's a bunch of things missing from that setting that makes it not feel like a unique setting. It just feels like Forgotten Realms with a slightly goofy coat of space paint over it. Like, there's things in it. Let me give you a great example. This really bugs me. Okay, the GIF, the space hippos.
Yep.
Are about guns. That is their whole thing is guns. They have an ability called firearm mastery. You have proficiency with all firearms and ignore the loading property on any firearms. In addition, attacking at long range doesn't impose disadvantage on your attack roll. That's a crazy powerful thing, by the way. But anyway, there are no firearms in the book. There's no additional equipment other than the 2 magic items, both of which are only about the ship and the space stuff. There are no firearms in the Spelljammer book. There are also no firearms in the player's handbook. The only firearms in D&D are in the Dungeon Master's Guide and are technically an optional thing. So you're telling me you gave me a species where one of their abilities may or may not just be completely pointless, whether the GM decides to let guns be a thing or not. And then if the GM does let the guns be a thing, I have to look, as a player, have to look through the DMG to find the guns for my character?
Yep.
Like, how is there no one of my big things with the Spelljammer was I was like, because, I don't give a fuck about setting books. I run my games in my own settings. I almost never give a fuck about settings for most games. There's a couple of exceptions, Blades in the Dark being an example. But I don't really give a fuck about the setting of an RPG 9 times out of 10. And setting books for D&D, to me, are the least interesting, least valuable type of supplement they could possibly make. Clearly, people disagree with me because they keep making these fuckers. But yeah. But Spelljammer, I was a little actually excited and interested about because I was like, Spelljammer is so weird and it's such an out there concept that in order to make the setting really work, they're going to have to add a bunch of things to really make it feel like a Spelljammer setting. One of those things was, there's weird space magic in Spelljammer? Cool. They can add space magic things like ray guns and like magic ballistas or like lightsaber cutlasses. None of it. Nothing. None of that is in there. Nothing at all. Not a one. There's no equipment at all.
There are 2 new spells. One which
whatever is fuck, and
making the thing to
the bubble
fly the ship. One of them is
fly
the
ship.
One of them
and the air
is
bubble
to make the thing to fly the ship.
Yeah.
And then the only 3 new magic items. One of them being the thing that makes you fly the ship.
The thing that makes you fly the ship. The chair. So it's like,
the spell jamming helm.
Yeah. So it's like, what? How? What? You know? And then,
which I think they course corrected with the multiverse. No, fuck, not the multiverse. Planescape book. Because Planescape, they gave out more magic items in there, more character options. I don't know if they had a lot more spells. I think there's only like 2 or like 3
spells or whatever. I understand not adding a lot of spells because spells are kind of the linchpin that could potentially destroy the game. So like, I'm fine with them being cautious about spells. But I don't even want more magic items. Just give me equipment that is specific to Spelljammer. The space clowns have laser guns.
Yeah, but you can't use those.
Exactly. Why?
I love that they put that though in the monster book. Like some creatures have abilities and weapons that only they can use, and players can't use that. I kind of like that because there are certain creatures like the sun elves or the space elves, astral elves. They have they deal a fuck ton of extra radiant damage because they're space elves.
I'm fine. I'm fine with the idea of the monsters have something way more dangerous and deadly than if the players used a thing. But if you gave me give me a section of Spelljammer equipment, you could make the player-friendly version of the ray gun.
Yeah.
Why not? You know?
I mean, they have one in the DMG, a plasma bolt or some shit. I forgot what it's
fucking
called.
OP as hell.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like, there is something that exists, but they could like make,
But
like
it's
you said, a player
busted.
friend. You know what I'm saying? But they could make a player friendlier version that doesn't do as much damage.
Make a player version. Like, it doesn't make any sense. You know, so that's one thing. There's also no rules for like interplanetary trade stuff, which I think would really help the setting feel like its own, like how to deal with trading between planets and what the lore for that might look like and how the like monetary stuff might work. Like things that make sci-fi stuff feel more. Give me magical prosthetic cybernetics, you know, like.
I will say for the economics and stuff, they do have a bunch of shit like that in the Rock of Brawl section.
Right, but that's one
also
planet.
kind of this.
It's one little planet, which is fine. But like, expand stuff out like that. Like, there's
that's like the main hub world.
It's like the hub planet, which I get,
so
but it's like just. There's a bunch of things that I think it's not just the ship combat rules, which do suck.
No,
I ain't gonna. That ship blows hot dicks. Let's not even.
That is the biggest one, I feel like. But the book is lacking in other things.
But it's lacking. It's lacking in other spaces. It just give me rules for dealing with like. Give me like the environmental hazards in the DMG, like snowstorms and rock slides and stuff. Give me rules for that. Asteroid
crazy
fields,
space ones, yeah.
Space storms, a herd of those giant space whale thingies. Like
you could,
come on.
I guess if you wanted to use, there's a section in Tasha's where like they're like, here are spells that you can treat as weather effects.
Yeah,
and it's like that's really cool. But like, why can't you do that for the Spelljammer book?
Those should be in the Spelljammer book.
Space, give me space ones. Like
give me the space version. Yeah, literally. Give me the Tasha's Necrotic Tempest, but for Spelljammer, like,
or random like fucking radiant pulse like echoes out through the universe.
Give me rules for navigating a dense asteroid field.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, there's so many things. It's just so bare bones. That's really what it comes down to. It's just so bare bones. And they devote so many pages to the ships and then so few rules to how to manage the ships. And look.
It's crazy how like they gave 16 ships.
And the ships are
which
cool.
Is cool. Yeah, all the ships are awesome. Cool. And actually, how do you feel about like, again, how 5e has handled the vehicle where like it's their own little stat block and shit? Like, I think it works.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think the infernal engines in Avernus worked decent. You know, and it's kind of that deal.
I think that's basically what these are, just on a way bigger scale. And again, the art, the map art to use these, like if you're out in space, they work. They're fine. They have enough detail. You know, you don't have to go fucking super crazy. And again, 16. That's
a lot of ships.
That's a lot of ships.
It was a lot of
good.
I would have liked a system for design your own ships, but I'm always going to say that. So, and Wizards will never give us those kinds of things. But you know, I'm always going to say it. But like, also, because I'm sure some people are going to be like, well, it's the Spelljammer book is more than enough if you're a good GM to like do a lot with it. Sure, yes, absolutely. If you're a skilled GM. Got some years under your belt, some practice. You can look at Spelljammer. It does give you enough to jump off into a bunch of directions. Absolutely, you can play Treasure Planet with this book.
Yeah,
but it is going to require work.
Main thing is it's for new. They're trying to get new players. They want you to be. This is the easiest version of D&D to jump into. Anyone can do it. So like you have this setting. It's like, what if you have Jimmy, who's literally like, yeah, I bought the DMG and Spelljammer box set. And that's it.
Yeah,
and you're like, oh, Jimmy, fuck, man, you're gonna have a bad time. You're gonna have a bad time. You're like, he's like, but I got the monster manual and I got the player handbook and the DMG. That's all I need, right? That and the Spelljammer, and then I'm good to go. And it's like, sure.
It has enough to do shit with, but it's very bare bones. It's very bare minimum. It's just the absolute littlest I just...
Yeah, and for again, shout out to the fucking DMs Guild and all the people that make Adventure League modules. They
add a bunch of stuff in.
So much fucking shit for Spelljammer. Like, so much good shit. Like, I can't tell you how many
who made that
combat rules.
I was gonna say, who made that like expanded ship combat thing you sent me forever ago?
There's so many one. There's so many.
There was one you sent me. It might have been Adventurers League, maybe.
Well, some of them that I downloaded a bunch of different ones because I wanted to read like which ones would I like maybe using, which ones my players might like to use, which ones are simple enough to run, but like add a little bit of, again, adding my own little bit of crunch that I can handle. I can handle that I want to deal with. But I don't remember. I gotta look through the DMG and look at my downloads and shit. Because again, and that not only just the added ship combat, but adding people adding old races from the second edition version that weren't there, adding extra lore that wasn't there, and also you can buy the older second edition one if you want the lore.
It feels quite light on lore stuff.
It's Spark Notes. It's the Spark Notes version of Spelljammer, which kind of sucks. And again, I'm gonna harp on the whole Eberron thing. Even again, as a newer person, all you need was Rising for the Last War and you're good. It wasn't just the Spark Notes version. It's everything you need to run an Eberron campaign. And then you can go back and buy the other shit like I did.
I was also reading through it and I was a little confused, TBH.
On just like the lore? Or
like how it was like there's wild space and then there's the astral sea and then there's the wild, because they're using all these like wacky woohoo fantasy terms. I got kind of like confused because, wild space is like a solar system and then the astral sea is the space between, sorta, is what I got. And they were like, in the astral sea you don't age, but in wild space you're like normal. And I was like, I was just confused. And then there's like the air envelopes and stuff. It was just explained. A lot of
envelopes for the ships. They do.
A lot of it was explained in a way that I was confuzzled, basically.
I will say the whole like air bubble thing for the ships, it does give that good like, how come my guy just doesn't float the fuck away?
I get it. I'm just saying, it was written in such a fashion that my brain did not immediately grasp.
Yeah.
But I do like that there's a section on astral fishing.
Yeah, I do like that. Hey, actually, and speaking of equipment, they added a fishing rod equipment tool that you can be proficient with, and you can roll to fish, which should have been a general thing.
They added
it took Spelljammer to add fishing rods and a fishing mechanic.
So exciting.
But Josh, now instead of like trying to hunt and forage for food, you can just fish. And you can roll dice.
Oh.
You don't like rolling dice?
Or you could just roll survival checks like you normally.
No, I want a separate tool for that.
Okay.
It uses my wisdom like survival. It's different.
Sure. Side note, so the spells,
spells.
Air bubble.
The air bubble,
which gives you an astronaut's a magic astronaut helmet, basically.
Which, it's good to have. Like, I won't shit on the fact that it's like, it makes sense.
It makes sense in the setting, but whatever. And then create spelljamming helm, which is create the chair to control the ship.
You create the chair for 5,000 gold pieces. Yeah.
And then they give you a fish suit, which is like a diving suit, but for space.
Yep.
And then the spelljamming helm, which is the chair. And then the wild space orrery, which is a compass?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
I hope you didn't want a cool space laser cutlass weapon. Magic item. Or something like that.
Why would you ever want one of those?
I know. Why would you want something? Why would you want such a thing? Now I'm looking at the ship combat stuff because there is technically a tiny little section that says ship to ship combat.
Yeah.
But it's basically just you fire at each other once or twice and then you get real close and then you board. You just fight normal combat. That's pretty much How that's gonna go? It is one page.
Yeah.
No, sorry. No, it's one page because the first page has a huge art piece on half the page, so it's one page.
Mm-hmm.
Sick, dude. Sick.
Crazy.
I just don't.
I guess to answer my question,
Yes.
do you think Wizards of the Coast dropped the ball with Spelljammer?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Well, I guess it depends on. Well, I try not. I try not to. I don't know. I don't want to be mean, but everyone knows I don't like 5e that much.
I will say it's a mixed bag.
I think
will just say that.
I think they dropped the ball.
Mixed bag.
I think they dropped the ball in the sense that they sort of just under-delivered. It's just a very bare bones skeletal product is what it feels like to me. And I don't want to say they overpromised because they didn't necessarily promise anything in particular. But it just feels like they under-delivered. It's just a very basic starting point. Like, if I really, really was like, I'm running fucking Treasure Planet, could I take the Spelljammer stuff and work with it? Absolutely, I could work with it.
Yeah.
But I know what I'm doing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I would add a bunch of shit, and I don't know. I would probably try the ship combat stuff as it's described, just to see, and then at some point shift over to just doing my own thing or finding a better system that someone else made.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just, it did drop the ball in the sense that it's just not, there's just not that much going on, really. And I think that's kind of been the case for quite a few of the setting books, honestly. I mean, a lot of people were mad about how in the Van Richten setting book, many of the domains of dread were pared down to, a paragraph or whatever.
Yeah, it's weird. So like the first half of it, each section, like a bunch of like the more popular domains, I guess, they got like a page or two or a couple pages. And then some of like the ones where like, yeah, they barely got a section. Like there's one, again, I'm gonna keep saying Eberron, but
Eberron.
I didn't realize that there was a domain of dread in Eberron, and it's a train.
Cool.
It's like a ghost haunted train that like travels through the domain of dread in Eberron shit. Like that only got like 2 paragraphs or a half a page, because I think the bottom half of the page was like an art piece of the train, and then the top half was like the couple paragraphs of it. That was it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can get that. What was detailed in the Van Richten's guide was nice, I'll say.
Yeah, the ones that were detailed were good. Here's a great, okay. Excellent example of, because we were talking about before how a book comes out and then WotC just kind of like, rubs their hands and goes, well, mission accomplished. An excellent way you could make people care about products more. And I don't really understand why they don't do that. I'm assuming there's some sort of internal analytics or some shit that tell them that this is not the move. But imagine, if you will, the Spelljammer book comes out. All right, here's a Spelljammer book. Maybe a couple weeks, a month later. Oh, would you guys like more expanded upon ship combat rules? Here's a ship combat rule supplement for Spelljammer. Oh, would you like new Spelljammer equipment? Here's an equipment supplement for Spelljammer. Would you like more races? Here's a mini race supplement for Spelljammer.
Unfortunately, Wizards of the Coast has the mindset that they don't have to do all that, and that people on the DMs Guild and other third-party creators will do it for them.
But if they...
Because they're more the big picture guys.
But wouldn't they make more money if they did that?
You would fucking think.
That's what I mean. Like, this is what I'm saying. I don't totally... Like, I don't
know why. Like, if they did more stuff like the Atlas adventure, like, for Spelljammer, like...
Yeah.
Just steal from the Guardians of the Galaxy. Here's a dead god skull. Here's an adventure on there. Go Spelljammer it up.
It just is one of those things where I look at the way they sort of... I look at how the business stuff is handled, and I'm just... it's a very black box situation, and... Obviously, it's business. We're never going to hear everything. But I do just question This is what I mean. Like, there must be something on the inside that they know that we don't know that tells them that this sort of stuff is not a good idea. But
yeah,
I don't understand. It seems weird because taking Ravenloft, the Ravenloft example, Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft. Imagine, here's Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft. Here's a bunch of domains of dread, right? The ones that they did describe quite thoroughly. Here you go. For the next, 2 months, we're going to continuously release little mini supplements that expand upon other domains of dread that have been in previous editions, or maybe that we want to add to the Ravenloft book. And then they release little, $5 PDF. Sorry, they don't do PDFs. $5 drops on D&D Beyond, I guess, that are just more domains of dread. And you could even make them, significantly cheaper products to make, in the sense of like, they have less art, they're less fancy. The covers are more basic. Maybe, maybe Wizards, you could give, artists who, are looking for work, a job with those sorts of situations, because you could hire an artist who's not as experienced to do the little smaller products. I'm just saying, just throwing that out there, shit like that. Like, why would that not work?
Well, they probably, because they're in their mindset, they probably sell the older editions PDFs on DM's Guild, and they're like,
I don't know if they make any money off those.
I don't know either, but they're like, why would he bother filling out more content for this stuff that we're like, we'll give you the Spark Notes version?
Because
if you want to look up more info, yeah, I know.
Because hype keeps the things alive. Because keeping the hype going makes people buy your products more. So by releasing really, you're just doing the video game remake thing, right? You're just like, Final Fantasy VII Remake, woo! Oh yeah, everybody goes, Final Fantasy, I remember that shit, right? You just are going, Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft, and everyone goes, Ravenloft, I remember that shit, and then you just re-release a bunch of shit. Like, it keeps the hype going.
It's, I don't know where the video, but there's the GIF, the one guy, where it's like, just consume more product till next product. Like, that's kind of what this, like...
Yeah, but, I mean, that's kind of what I'm asking for,
yeah. No, but, like, I mean, like, it feels like that's what Wizards' mindset right now is like, oh, hey, Big Bees is coming out, and the day it comes out, and it's like, hey, guys, guess what's coming? We have Vandelver coming out. And it's like, but what about the Big Bees? And it's like, shut up. Vandelver is coming out.
Right, but I'm saying...
And then Vandelver comes out, it's like, immediately hard turn to like, all right, fucking Planescape's coming out. Like, just shut up and consume more product till next product.
Right, no, I know, but I'm saying you could give us more products to consume next product related to the previous product. Like, it doesn't...
No, I agree with that.
It still works. It's still the same mentality.
I think they don't want to do that for what they just want to, like...
Right, why?
We're moving on.
That's what I'm saying. Why?
They don't want to continue, because, like, look at, like, again, when the Dragonlance book came out, it died. It instantly died.
Right, why?
Nobody I knew was talking about it, except for, like, our group of friends. The people online I was looking at were like, yeah, it's a good adventure. I'm like, it's good. And I'm like, is that it? No one was saying shit about it. Like, no one was really streaming the adventure. And I'm still waiting, because remember how, oh God, I'm sorry. The Eberron adventure, the Adventure League one that I'm going to run.
everybody take a shot. Every time Matt mentions Eberron, take a shot.
The guys behind that, Baldwin Games, they're working currently on a Dragonlance adventure. I don't know if it's going to be the same thing where it's like 1 to 20, but they've been slowly, very fucking painstakingly slowly releasing PDFs on the DM's Guild Adventure League modules. And I'm like, all right, I want more of this, and there's just not enough.
Okay, but Matt, again, I get everything you're saying.
Yeah.
But why?
Yeah, I don't know.
Why?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like,
that's what I want to know. I want answers. Goddammit.
They should release stuff to keep it going. Like, they released when the Van Richten shit came out. They released the Ravenloft adventures for Adventure League, and that kind of kept it going. That was like an extra little bit.
But Adventure League is sort of a side, not them kind of thing.
I know.
So it's like a weird,
it's not them, but it is.
It is, but it isn't.
Yeah. But actually, speaking of the Van Richten's Guide thing, one thing I do, again, to poo-poo, with the monsters, because they have a whole little section of like how to turn a monster from the monster manual, because obviously you bought the monster manual if you bought Spelljammer. How do you turn a monster manual creature into a Spelljammer creature? Well, you just give it the ability where it doesn't need air to breathe, and that's it. That's it. I'm like, you fucking, like, in Van Richten's guide, they had that whole little, like, chart. It was only, like, 5 or 6 extra abilities, but each one was a, like, how to make a monster more Ravenloft, like, horror-themed. Yeah, give it this Eldritch Mind ability where it can, like, psychically, like, scare and telepathically talk to people, or it's a minion. Give it the they made a minion trait where it takes damage for the boss monster, or like other, like, you know, crazy shit like that. Why couldn't they make a bunch of Spelljammery ones where it's like, oh, alien mind, this thing is infected by mind flare, it is fucking has some psychic blast attack or some shit, stupid shit. Like, I don't know.
You can turn any terrestrial creature into a wild space dwelling variant by giving it the following trait, if nothing else: unusual nature. The creature doesn't require air.
Wow. Fucking, like,
there's more to that. There's actually 2 paragraphs before that, but they're not.
No.
They just,
well, there's like one of the charts I remember, because they have a random table of wild space encounters, and one of them was like 2 ogres, and I'm like, how? Yeah. How the fuck? Like, don't tell me 2 fucking ogres with air bubbles are floating in the fucking around. Astral sea. Just there.
They're just floating around. They're just silly little guys. They're just flying around.
Fucking, like, fucking Chung and us are just sitting there in space, fucking Chung. Eating rocks, when your giant fucking spaceship floats up and they're like, oh, we eat that now. Fucking,
you did not just say Chung and us.
I did. Like, it's like, well, tell me more. Like, what the, like, how did, like, are they, why are they just floating in space?
Why are Chung and us here? Why are they just here? They're just floating around. They're just silly little guys.
If it was something so redundant, like, I have a bunch of old 4th edition PDFs.
Sorry,
and
Matt, I can't move on from Chung and us.
Like, one of the old 4th edition astral adventure charts really has a thing where it's like, as you're floating through space, you see a random space orc riding a large-sized chicken flies by your ship. That is it. That's all it gives you.
Okay.
I can work with that. That's fucking weird enough. And hey, guess what? The fucking monster is flying on a monster that is flying through space. It's not just like Chung and us are just sitting in space, fucking
don't say
scratching
it again.
Scratching their giant ogre asses, just floating there. They're not even on an asteroid. They're just floating in space, waiting for a fucking ship to come by, like with their thumbs fucking pointed like hitchhikers. Like, the fuck even?
I'm just imagining 2 ogres, right? And they're floating through space, but they're not like flying or moving. They're just standing idle animation, and they're just rotating 360 degrees
very slowly
as they rotate past your ship.
Exactly. Like,
they just wave.
Like, yeah. Like, what am I supposed to do with that? Like, I added the whole fucking their hitchhiking bit.
Oh my god.
Like, that, I can work with them hitchhiking. But if it's just them floating in space, like, ready to ambush my ship, I'm gonna fuck them round the fuck over. Like, what are you talking about?
They're just doing breaststrokes through space. And you're like, how are they breathing? And the captain of your ship is like, well, it turns out they're actually too stupid to understand that they can't breathe here, so they just don't die.
No. They're wild space orcs. Yeah. They're very dangerous. They don't need air.
they just think they don't need air, so they don't.
They're fucking 40K.
Yeah, they're just too dumb to realize that they should be dying. Matt, I need you to put Chung and us in every game ever.
Yeah. I'll figure it out. I got too many monsters in my game.
I need them to just no, they don't need any monsters you fight or anything. I just need them around. They just need to be somewhere.
Around?
Yeah, they're just somewhere, you know. The players go into class and there's Chung and us just in the back. Like,
yeah.
I just need them to exist.
Got it.
I can't. Holy fuck, why was that so funny? Oh, my throat hurts now. Oh my god.
Well, we talked about, we talked about, we had a lot of beef. Now I want to actually dive a little bit into the positive stuff. And I know you're not a fan of wacky woohoo races, but I am. So,
well, in a Spelljammer game, in this setting, I think they make complete perfect sense because it's like weird fantasy sci-fi combo. So they don't bother me in Spelljammer, and I would even be willing to put basically any other 5e race into Spelljammer. Like I'm not, because different planets, different universes and shit, like it's all on the table at that point. You know what I mean? Like
right.
Aesthetically, the idea of you walk into a spaceport and there's 36 different species of people as an Owlin is chatting it up with an Aarakocra, and then behind them is a Gith who's hanging out with a Tiefling, and then the Dragonborn is talking to a Shatterkai. Like, that feels very on brand for the kind of over-the-top wacky woohoo shit that Spelljammer is doing. It's like a more over-the-top version of Mass Effect, which I'm fine with. So with this case, they don't bother me.
But
they are, they're pretty cool.
Yeah, like I figured we can go down the line because there's only 6 of them.
Okay.
Like
I'll go down
first
your
one
line.
Because of course. First one, of course, we need more elves because of course we do.
Yeah, seriously.
We got the astral elves.
Pause.
Yeah.
I just need everyone to know. If you buy this book for no other reason, buy this book for this one reason.
Yeah.
The art for the wild spacer background is a Githyanki lady. That's the hottest Githyanki lady I've ever seen in my entire life.
Every person I've talked to or like I've heard like
she's so hot.
Has said that. You're like, damn, what the fuck?
Why is she so hot? I don't know. Like,
no one will call this Githyanki lady a fraud.
No, absolutely not. Whatever artist drew this Githyanki wild spacer, they was spitting. Let them fucking cook because they was spitting. I just needed to throw that out there. I needed to mention the hot Githyanki lady at least once. Now we can move on. Astral elves.
Astrals. Actually, wait, before that too, the backgrounds.
There's 2. They're fine.
There's 2. They exist.
They exist. They're fine.
They don't give you new feet. I'm surprised they didn't do like 2 new feats for this.
Yeah,
book.
they don't give you new feats. So the one is the Astral Drifter, which is like you exist in the Astral Sea, which is the space between the wild spaces, which I think the real world equivalent is to say the space between solar systems, I think is the equivalent.
Probably, yeah.
And because you exist in the Astral Sea, you're just like a weird timeless being because the Astral Sea just doesn't have time. So you just kind of exist, and there's weird stuff floating around out there, so you get an ability called Divine Contact, which is in the Astral Sea, you cross paths with a wandering deity. The encounter was brief and non-violent, but it made a lasting impression. It gives you the Magic Initiate feat, but you have to choose Cleric.
Yeah.
Which is like, whatever. And then the Wild Spacer is your Han Solo.
Yeah.
That's the Wild Spacer. Your Han Solo. You get the tough feat. Oh, and in addition, being weightless doesn't give you disadvantage on your melee attack rolls. Because I guess there's some weightlessness rules, which feels weird because I don't know how you're fighting while you're weightless out in space. Because you should be on your ship most of the time, which has gravity, but whatever.
I guess if you're in certain areas that don't have gravity.
Yeah, I guess. Can I just say a side note? The Wild Spacer is the Han Solo, right? You're a pirate or whatever, or you're an asteroid miner or a moon farmer. You know, you live out in the wild space. The only thing they could think to give you was the tough feat. They couldn't at least list a couple of other feats? Just tough?
Yeah.
That's so lame.
Well, remember in the playtest for Dragonlance, the 3 basic feats That they were originally
Yeah,
going to
yeah.
have everybody was tough, a magic initiate, and the skilled one.
Yeah.
And if it's like,
But
if you have
why
to
does the
pick,
wild
like,
spacer
any-
not get skilled?
Oh, fuck if I know. They
Right?
should have had 2 options. Like, they should have been
There
like,
should
you
be
can
at
pick
least
this
3.
feat or this feat.
It should be tough, skilled, and I don't know, something else. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Anyway, I don't know.
And he was in.
All right, astral elves.
Yeah, astral elves.
They're space elves.
Space elves.
They look like elves, but they have black scleras.
Ooh, I do like, they have the misty step, but it's
Misty
not
step
misty
bonus
step
action,
like some
yeah.
of the newer elves have. And they added a feature which I don't remember if they did this in the newer playtests, but like astral elves, when they do the trance, they now can pick a skill and they get proficiency with it,
No, I think elves
which is
have
nice.
that.
I don't think regular elves have that. No, I don't think any regular elves have that.
I'm checking the Carfax right now because I swear
go
on my
for it,
life the elves have that.
maybe some of the new ones from Morden Caden's multiverse book, but
No.
But I don't think regular elves get to once a day after a long rest get a skill or tool proficiency, which that's good because then like for any situation where it's like, oh, Jim Bob the fucking elf, did you
Who else had
did you
that?
train in?
Somebody else had that ability. Githyanki have that ability?
I think Githyanki have that. Yeah.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking. I think maybe it's okay. It must be the Githyanki. Because I know somebody else could do that. Oh yeah, it is Githyanki.
I think you're right.
Yeah, I'm now remembering because they have that.
Which also, I like how they mentioned that like Githyanki are natives to the astral plane, but they didn't put them.
Didn't
in the
reprint them
book.
into the book. Yeah, I know.
That's so fucking. They're like, buy the other book,
bitch, and you're like,
it's like,
okay.
but it's like one race.
I
Like
know.
you reprint minotaurs and satyrs, not satyrs, centaurs like a million times. Just reprint the Gith once. What
I know,
the
and
fuck?
there's a lot of art of Gith in the book too, because
Yeah.
the Gith are super common.
Yeah, they're the space pirate Vikings of the fucking astral sea.
Yeah, I know. I thought that was really funny.
It's so weird.
They're like, yeah, we're gonna mention the Gith, but go
Yeah.
buy the other book.
Auto gnomes. I really do not like the art of these guys. I think the idea is funny, but like, goddamn, they look horrifying.
Well, I don't dislike the art. They just don't scream PCs to me.
Yeah, and we've mentioned this multiple times. They have the whole thing where it's like you are a construct. You are not a humanoid.
Yes.
And
So
it's
yeah,
like,
you're a construct. You get armored casing, which your AC is 13 plus your Dex mod. So if you want to be like an auto gnome wizard, it's a good option. You have built for success. You can add a D4 to an attack roll, ability check, or saving throw.
that's good.
That's pretty good. Equal a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, and you gain expended uses on long rest.
Yeah, and you can stack this with bless, and that's like if you were like, if you were doing the dickhead diviner wizard auto gnome with the lucky feat.
Yeah.
It's like, are you just as bad as the Bill Murray wizard? I don't know, but I love it either way.
They have the healing machine thing. If mending is cast on them, they can roll a hit die, which is pretty good.
Okay, that's pretty good. Yeah.
And then in addition, cure wounds, healing word, mass cure wounds, mass healing word, and spare the dying all work on them because your creator designed you to benefit from several spells that preserve life but normally wouldn't affect constructs.
Sick.
Resistance to poison damage, immunity to disease, advantage on being paralyzed or poisoned.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty strong.
That's pretty good. Like whole
and
person,
2 tool proficiencies.
Yeah.
They get a lot.
Pretty strong.
They're pretty strong.
That's another thing. Like most of these the races that are in this book,
pretty good.
They're pretty strong options for like players.
Yeah. But they just don't scream player character to me.
Yeah, it is a little weird. The GIF hippo, British hippo people. Fucking
the British hippos with guns.
Yep. They get guns. They get they get powerful build because they be strong hippo boys and girls.
Can we just? I really like this one.
Yep.
Astral Spark. Your psychic connection to the astral plane enables you to mystically access a spark of divine power, which you could channel through your weapons. When you hit a target with a simple or martial weapon, you can cause the target to take extra force damage equal to your proficiency bonus. You can use this trait a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, but you can use it no more than once per turn. You regain all uses when you finish a long rest.
You just club somebody with extra fucking force, cudgel.
Yeah, I don't. Your psychic connection to the astral plane.
So the astral plane has a connection with a lot of like deities and stuff. Like a lot of deities live up there. That's why the 1 feet gives you like you can only pick from the cleric spell list.
No, I get that, but you're telling me the GIF are like extra space powered up.
I fuck
like
from
space
their
makes them
divine
hit
gun
harder.
Hippo god.
Yeah, their divine gun hippo god.
I love how wacky woohoo these guys are, but there's another part of me that just hates like because it sounds.
I mean, if I'm playing Spelljammer, I'm playing a GIF. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
or
like because there's a part of me that's like this is. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. Like there's a part of me that's like this sounds lazy, but it's like I don't want to be that. I don't want to be that dickhead and be like, oh, it's lazy. It's like no, like there must be some like old lore that didn't translate over or something. I don't fucking know.
I don't know. They just needed an excuse for them to be all really good with guns, so they said divine gun powers go.
They're good with guns, and then simple or it doesn't even have to be a melee weapon. Simple or martial. So yeah, you can just shoot.
You can shoot strong.
You're gonna shoot stronger. Yeah.
Yes.
Fuck.
And you might say, how does that make any sense? And the game says, don't worry about it.
Yeah, fuck you. It's just the deal with
it. Be not concerned, simpleton.
Also, the one art of the monster, the hippo or the GIF warlord.
Yeah.
That shit is fucking
hardcore.
Awesome.
Goes hard.
It's so hard. Got like fucking grenades on it. It's full plate. The helmet. It's awesome.
A man's ready to fuck your day up.
Play GIF paladin with a gun.
Yeah, exactly. GIF paladin with a gun.
I like to use divine smite DM.
Like to divine smite these bullets.
All right. The Hadozi monkey. Return to monkey in space.
I love the art for these.
I do. Yeah, that's the thing. Like these guys are cool. Like
their wing flaps look a little strange the way they are connected to their arms, but
because I know, I guess in the older editions they also had the wing flaps. There's a part of me that's like I kind of just want monkey people. Yeah, but like I get A, they had it back in the day, and B, there are actual monkeys that have the wings. So I'm like,
flying squirrels.
I get it. The flying squirrel, but I'm like, I get it, but just like, it looks to me. Like
it does look a little creepy, yeah. A little bit.
Yeah. At least like have them like, do the gargoyles thing from the cartoon show, and like have them like, you turn them into a cloak or like they can draft or something. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, the way they hang off their arms is a little funky.
Yeah.
I like, I as much as I love this is honestly just kind of a useless ability. They're dexterous feet. As a bonus action, you could use your feet to manipulate an object, open or close a door or container, or pick up or set down a tiny object. When is that gonna matter?
So a lot of people made the argument that like you can technically activate like magic items and shit, because this one doesn't have the ruling that you can't.
I guess.
I forgot. It's weird. So like, there was a couple of videos I watched on this where there's a specific monster that has ability. I think it's the Thri-kreen where like, let me actually just read the Thri-kreen because they have the extra arms.
Yes.
And it's like you have two similar arms. You can secondary arms can manipulate objects.
Matt, why are you skipping ahead?
Well, no, I'm not. I'm just saying, and wield a weapon that has the light property. Whereas with the Hadozi, it's like, yeah, as a bonus action. Yeah, why they don't have this? So like, you wield a weapon, but you can use objects like possibly magic items with this. It's weird that they make that weird
the situation where it would come up. The thing it's like for is if so you basically it's like you already used up your free action to like open a door, and then I don't know, you attack a guy or whatever, and then you run out of the door. Yeah. Technically, to close that door again, because you already used your free action for the turn, would take an actions. But the Hadozi, if he had a free bonus action, could close the door with his foot. It's like that kind of weird shit. But that kind of stuff.
Also, if your like hands are bind, you know, can I?
Yeah,
like,
but that kind of
like,
stuff is just not gonna come up very often.
No, like unless you're doing like a giant dungeon crawl adventure and you're like, all right, the goblins are chasing me. I go to this room, bonus action, close the door.
Yeah.
Fucking run to the other room, open door.
It's not gonna come up very much.
No.
Their glide ability is cool, but man, brain no worky every time I read that shit.
Yeah, everyone, when this came out, a lot of people read this and I forgot that like basically Hadozi are the fastest creatures now in the game. Because like if you glide certain feet and you have haste on and all this shit, you can like fly 1,000 fucking feet or some nonsense. And I'm like, I don't.
Yeah, so you can move up to 5 feet horizontally for every 1 foot you descend at no movement cost. So you could jump from a 30-foot ledge and fly forward 150 feet, land, and then run another 30.
Yeah.
No, you could dash and run another 60. So you could cover easily, with no extra bonuses, 210 feet.
Yep.
Yeah, that's kind of wild.
It's crazy.
It's a little wild. I don't know when that's ever going to be relevant, but
I guess if you're playing like a Hadozi Ranger and you're like sniping bitches from a tree and just like glides from one tree to another tree, or like building from rooftop to rooftop. I don't know.
I mean,
there's someone smarter than me who can figure out.
I mean,
how
I
this
suppose
works.
if you're playing a Spelljammer, you could jump from one ship to another.
Yeah, actually, that probably is.
That could be relevant.
Yeah. And then the dodge ability is really fucking.
Yeah, they're weird. How to Z resilience. When you take damage, you can use your reaction, roll a d6, add your proficiency to number rolled, and reduce the damage you take by an amount equal to that total. You can use the stray a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus. You regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
It's good, solid ability. Nothing about these monkey dudes makes me think that ability, but sure.
I guess monkey resilient. I don't know.
Monkey resilient, but it's because they're magically enhanced.
It's kind of like it's like a better. I don't know if this is actually better, but it's kind of reminds me of the Goliath, the Stone Endurance.
Yeah, it's kind of a similar thing.
But that one's just a flat D12, and then with a con mod. This is a D6 with proficiency
D6 plus
bonus.
Proficiency.
Actually, maybe the Goliath is better than. I guess it depends on your con mod.
Depends on your con mod, yeah.
Yeah.
How does you're fine?
Yeah. And
the
then,
plasmoids.
My favorite.
All right.
The weird, slimy boys.
All right.
Girl.
Can we just internet? Yeah. Me and you. We need to have a chat. Yeah. Me to the entire internet. Okay. All of the art of the plasmoids depicts them as weird, amorphous, oopy goopy dudes that can create limbs from their bodies. They look like funny Play-Doh men.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing about these creatures invokes or implies big titty goth slime mommies. Stop it.
How dare you say? How dare
Stop
you?
it.
I will not.
Stop hornying up the plasmoids. It's fucking weird.
No, it's not. Don't kink shame me.
On the other side of the aisle, nothing about them implies huge cocked slime boys. Neither of these things. They don't look like people.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, they don't. They're just, they look like Flubber in that one fucking movie that I can't remember the name of, that I'm pretty sure had Robin Williams in it, I think, question mark.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was the movie just called Flubber?
Yes, it's just called Flubber.
Yeah, they look like Flubber. That's what they look like. They look like Flubber with limbs.
Yeah.
Stop it. Y'all need to turn the horny off.
No.
Stop it. I know you're part of the problem, Matt.
I know I am. I love it. There's so many options, so many things.
Nothing.
So many great.
Nothing about the shape.
Nothing
Nothing about their shape ability implies any of this horny nonsense.
They can. There's so many crevices they can go into.
They can do that. Yes, they do have the ability to squeeze through a 1 inch wide gap, provided you are wearing and carrying nothing.
There's different textures they can do.
Stop. They can also. Side note.
So they're oozes as a creature type.
They can hold their breath for an hour.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Why did these things breathe?
You know what? That's a good question.
Why do they breathe at all?
I don't know. That is kind of a dumb.
What about are they amoebas? Do they have to respirate? Is that what we're saying?
Yes, the amoeba boys.
Yeah, like because I mean,
what?
They consume food.
Power engine.
They consume food by osmosis, the way an amoeba does, and excrete waste through their tiny pore. Okay, I guess they are just amoeba.
Oh.
They breathe by absorbing oxygen through another set of pores, and their limbs are strong and flexible enough to grasp and manipulate weapons and tools. Okay, so they are amoebas, basically.
Yeah, buddy.
Although most plasmoids are translucent gray, they can alter their color and translucence by absorbing dyes through their pores. They dye themselves? What the fuck?
I guess.
They dye themselves?
Also, one thing I actually do want to mention, just going down, out of all 7, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, out of all 7, only 3 of these races, so about less than half, have dark vision.
Wow.
Crazy.
Progress.
Right?
I mean, these guys having dark vision, I kind of understand because they don't have eyes at all.
It makes sense. Also, acid and poison resistance.
That makes sense.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Okay.
Advantage on poison.
Can we just talk about the shape self ability? All right. I just want to.
Yeah. This is where the big titty thing comes from.
This ability is really one of those things that I look at and I just think to myself, if this species were in any game other than D&D, this shape self ability would be like 2 sentences long, and it would be like, you are made of amorphous ooze. You can shape your body in strange ways like amorphous ooze. And that would be it. This rule is so specific. This ability is so specific. It's so annoying. I'm going to read this whole thing.
Yeah, go for it.
Just to really... I hate this. This is one of those situations where they should just let fictional stuff be fictional and just rule it how you rule it in a case-by-case basis. This should not have this much codified ruling to it. As an action, takes them 6 seconds apparently, you can reshape your body to give yourself a head, 1 or 2 arms, 1 or 2 legs, and makeshift hands and feet. Or you can revert to a limbless blob. Well, you have a human-like shape. You can wear clothing and armor made for their humanoid of your size. As a bonus action, you can extrude a pseudopod that is up to 6 inches wide and 10 feet long to reabsorb it into your body. Okay, who the fuck is gonna really... Do we need to know that it's 6 inches wide? Is that vital information? Like, how wide is your pseudopod, Jim? As part of the same bonus action, you can use this pseudopod to manipulate an object, open or close a door or container, or pick up or set down a tiny object. The pseudopod contains no sensory organs and can't attack, activate magic items, or lift more than 10 pounds. So many specific rulings. This ability is so goofy.
Mm-hmm.
Just needed to get... Like, why can't it just say, you can change your shape to be humanoid or ooze or more ooze-like, and also you can extrude pseudopods from your body? Like, we got to do all this bullshit specific 6 inches wide. 6 inches wide and 10 feet long? Like, all right, fine. Maybe you want to put a length limit, so you say 10 feet long. Do we need to know it's 6 inches wide? Why is that relevant? Also, why is the pseudopod 6 inches wide if they can fit through a space that's only 1 inch wide? How you squaring that circle? You know?
Yeah, they just fit. They just do it. Just get naked and then
I mean, they do get naked
through all
first.
the
Anyway, the
keyboards
plasmoids are cool.
you
I like the plasmoids.
Yeah.
I might play one of them too.
Yeah, definitely my favorite race in Spelljammer.
The plasmoids.
Followed up by the big bug people.
Turn your horny off, Matt.
No. The Thrycreen.
The Thrycreen.
They got 4 hands and they know how to use them.
These guys are pretty sick.
Yeah. See, you know what's funny? I thought these guys were Dark Sun races originally, and apparently not. They're
Spelljammer.
They're no, well, not even Spelljammer. They're Forgotten Realm.
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh.
They're primarily a race that lives in Shar, not the god, the land. The Shar Desolation.
The place, not the god.
The place, not the god.
The place, not the lady.
God damn it, Edgar Norton. Okay. But because I thought they were originally a Dark Sun race because they're from the desert and they're mentioned in the 5e Monster Manual as like being from Dark Sun.
I don't remember.
I guess
that,
I'm wrong.
Maybe. I didn't realize they were chameleons.
Yeah, with the
chameleon carapace.
Skin, the carapace.
Yeah, so they get the base armor thing, which is 13 plus your dex mod. That's fine. But as an action, you can change the color of your carapace to match the color and texture of your surroundings, giving you advantage on stealth checks.
That's cool.
It's a fun.
It's like it's kind of like an octopus. You know. They do that.
Also, side note: chameleons. Just want everyone to know out there. Chameleons do not change their color based on their surroundings.
Nani?
Chameleons change color based on their emotional state. And everyone goes, but I thought they changed colors to hide. No. Chameleons are bright green, and chameleons live in a place where everything is bright green. Why would they need to change colors to hide? They are already the proper color. They change colors when their emotional state shifts.
Nice.
So if they turn red, they're angry. I have seen a chameleon do this. Fun fact of the day. So really it should be called octopus carapace, because octopi do change their outside to match their surroundings and can do it disturbingly quickly.
I don't know why this wasn't just like changed to just carapace or like stealth carapace or something. Like, why the fuck?
Because people still think chameleons do that to hide.
Yeah.
Anyway, they have dark vision, because of course they do.
The second arms now. This is like again, and you even see in the art.
Yeah, they have their forearms.
because you see it in the arm where like you have the one guy holding a double-handed weapon.
Yep.
He's got a crossbow in one hand and then a fucking short sword in the other.
Yep.
Or there's the other art of a guy having like a sword in one hand, a ninja star in the other, a shield in the other, and a fucking crossbow.
Yeah.
Like,
you have 2 slightly smaller secondary arms below your primary pair of arms. The secondary arms can manipulate an object, open or close a door or container, or pick up and set down a tiny object, or wield a weapon that has a light property.
if you wanted to be like
here's the thing though,
the crossbow expert dude, and just like have like either a third crossbow, or you use your 2 tiny hands to reload your main. You
could do the reloading. Here's the thing, though. The thing that I think is really funny. So the art of these guys, right? The big orange one in the center has a glaive, a short sword, and a crossbow.
Yeah.
Rules is written,
or a light crossbow, probably.
Yeah, whatever. Probably a hand crossbow, actually.
Yeah.
Rules is written. He couldn't use all of those weapons. Did you notice that, Matt?
How so?
Okay, so rules is written. You can bonus action offhand attack if you are wielding the light property weapon in both hands. Glaive does not have the light property. So he could use his action to attack with the glaive, but he could not use his bonus rules as written. Use his bonus action to attack with the short sword or the crossbow.
You forgot he's a level 5 fighter. So his main attack, his first one is with the glaive. His second attack is with the short sword, and then as a bonus action, he shoots with the crossbow.
No, you still couldn't do that.
Genius. Oh. Well, he's cheating then. I don't know.
But also, here's the thing. Even if he was a 2nd level fighter, why would he not just attack with the glaive twice? Or a 5th level fighter? Just attack with the glaive twice. Why would you have the offhand weapon?
I don't know, more options.
Yeah, so this ability is actually like not that useful. Rules is written. Now,
I mean, it can be, well, if you're using like a shield, and it's like, all right, cool, I have a free +2 AC that I don't need to
sure, yes.
deal with.
That's one of the few.
And
You could have a shield.
To, like, open shit, or
you could
like,
have a shield
give
in one
potion.
hand, a short sword in another hand, and then another short sword in your tiny hand. You could do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a lot of like niche scenarios where you could. I mean, I guess the dual wielder feat's pretty cool on these guys.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of a weird thing because of the way 2-weapon fighting works.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're telepathic.
Yeah.
They don't talk.
The big bug guys, they don't really have proper mouths.
They don't
to
talk.
communicate.
They without the assistance of magic, you can't speak non-Thri-Kreen languages you know. Instead, you use telepathy to convey your thoughts. They can only talk telepathically.
Yeah. That's cool that it doesn't matter. Like, they can talk to any creature.
They
like,
can, yes.
They don't need to comprehend languages as long as the creature no, it doesn't even matter if the creature, like, you know, has like any intelligence score or whatever. They can just
they do need to
whatever.
know a language.
They need to they do. Okay.
Yes. The contacted creature doesn't need to share a language with you, but to understand your thoughts, but it must be able to understand at least one language.
Okay.
So you can't talk to an ooze.
Hmm.
It's funny
An
as that would
ooze
be.
or a beast, I guess, like a random animal.
Yeah, you can't talk to the grizzly bear.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
And that's all the species in Spelljammer.
Yeah.
Also, the Gith are here.
Yeah, and Gith Yankee, which I love the Gith Yankee. It's weird that they, again, the Modern Canon books separated them into their own thing, but like, I guess we talk about Gith Yankee too, just because how
I mean, there's nothing to add. I mean, Gith
they're cool.
Lae'zel cool. Lae'zel hot.
Yeah, Lae'zel cool. Yeah, invisible mage hand, misty step, jump. Oh, they give him psychic resistance now. Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't in Modern Kane's Tome of Foes originally, so I was like, oh.
A little weird that it wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, the astral knowledge is the free weapon or tool, which, yeah. Yeah, Gith cool. Spelljammer cool.
Yeah.
Chung and us, the Spelljamming
Chung and
orcs.
us, the ogres.
Ogres in space, yeah. And then we don't have to go over all the ships, but like,
there's a lot of ships.
There's a lot of fucking ships, and
do a whole episode on just the ships.
Yeah, they all are cool. I think again the art for the Nautiloid is great. I think the idea of the whole Nautilus. I didn't know, like, looking at the shell, I thought it would be just like 1 or 2 like layers. It's like fucking 3-4 layers deep. Like, the Nautiloid shell is huge. I mean, and now playing Baldur's Gate 3, like, yeah, now I understand like the grasp of like how big an actual fucking Nautiloid ship and how big these ships are.
Yes, many of them are quite large.
Yeah. But the Beholder ship.
The Beholder ship is a funny one.
The Beholder.
I also find it funny that there's a lamprey ship. Because I don't know if you've ever seen a lamprey in real life, but them fuckers are terrifying.
Yeah.
Horrifying monsters. Jesus
they
Christ.
get the front biters.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that, yeah.
Their teeth.
Grapple jaws, yeah.
Like, lampreys latch onto things, and it is so unpleasant.
I forgot what his name is, but there's the YouTube animal guy who his job is literally to like get bitten by all these crazy animals and stuff.
Oh, he stick a lamprey on himself.
He stuck a lamprey on himself.
Oh, God, dude.
At first, it wouldn't bite him. He had to really like agitate the shit out of it to like get it to bite him. And when it did, you literally saw as it bit him and then twisted to latch on. And he's like, oh, it's biting me. And then it twisted. And he's like, oh God.
Yeah. Fun fact. They have a tongue that is, it's like a piston,
barbed, right?
It's more than barbed. It is covered in spikes. It is just a spiky piston that when they bite onto things, they just shoot it into their target over and over and over and over again. They just burrow
they
through
just
you.
lap up the blood.
Oh, it's awful.
Which I remember him saying, he's like, the worst part, he's like, wasn't the tongue, surprisingly. He's like, the tongue sucked. He's like, but like, the latching.
They do, like, they latch, boy. Ooh, they latch. They fucking chomp.
Yeah. But like, no, he like at first he stuck his whole hand in the tank. Nothing. He fucking put like all the bait on his hand, nothing. And then he took one out of the tank and just placed it onto the flat of his fucking forearm until it latched on.
Oh.
Oh. Yeah.
I hate them.
I like that they also give. I thought the spider ship would be like the drow ship, because I'm like, yeah, of course drow are in space. It's
drow.
Yeah, I'd fucking love that shit. Nope. Fucking gave my hopes up. It's fucking Neogis, because of course it is. Neogis are basically just fucking Spelljammer version of like, I don't know, they're like, what if like we combined the worst races and species and Nazis and just made it into one creature? It's like, why? You have mind flares and other evil space things. Why the fuck did Neogi? Okay.
It's fuck you.
Yeah, I fucking, why not?
Because they're cool. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Have you seen the art of Neogi?
Yeah, they're weird.
They do not look cool to me. They look.
I don't hate them, but yeah, they're weird.
I don't hate them. They're just fucking. I don't know. It's just kind of whatever.
A little strange.
It's just strange. Star Moth, like that one. It's like the TIE fighter, but like more insect like.
Yeah. Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Oh god.
But and then Space Galleon's your stereotypical ship.
I forgot one of the ships is a big scorpion.
Yeah, the scorpion ship. They have the scorpion ship, and then the hammerhead ship too. Is just a hammerhead shark.
Oh. Turtle
ship, like.
Turtle's adorable.
Yeah. Overall, you know, I'll say Spelljammer is a thumbs up out of 6.
I mean, the idea of Spelljammer. Just this book is underwhelming.
The execution, yeah. I remember the Mike Shea video he made on this. He was like, this was going to be, because like they haven't made a Spelljammer thing since 2nd edition, really. Like there wasn't really anything in 3rd edition, nothing in 4th edition. And so you're like, you have this like almost 20-year long legacy of this setting. And he's like, the product that came out with it was disappointing. And he's like, is this what we're going to have to deal with for the next 20 years until they do Spelljammer again? He's like, I don't want to wait 20 years for better Spelljammer.
Bad.
Yeah. Oh, cries. But yeah, I don't know. Any final thoughts, Josh, on Spelljammer in general?
I don't know. I still find it to be an interesting and fun setting, and it's still a thing that I could see myself running. I just it would require some extra homework to, do.
I do.
And right
There's
now,
a part that wants to run the adventure because it is short.
True.
3 levels. 3 levels, 90 pages.
Let's put it this way. Right now, I do not have the desire to do more homework to run a 5e game. That's for sure. So, yeah. I was disappointed when it came out. Looking back on it, I'm still fairly disappointed. But, I can see the potential, I guess.
Same.
I would just, I don't know. I guess I would just really focus on the jumping, sort of planet hopping aspect of this. That's what.
Yeah.
Just more on. I don't know.
More examples of how to build other wild spaces besides like the one they give you in the book.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you what did you guys think of Spelljammer?
Did it jam your jimmies?
Yeah. Follow us on Twitter. I was trying to come up with a good transition.
Nope, that works. That works.
Yeah, did you like Spelljammers? Let us know on Twitter. If you don't, same. Yeah, let us know on Twitter.
Yep.
Until next time, when Isaiah will be out of the warp plane, and back home on our astral dreadnought ship, we will sail the 7 seas for Davy Jones's booty and find my boys Chung and us out there in the cosmos. Yeah, I'm done. Yeah, that's it. Bye, everybody.